all had this feeling before. Your stomach is in knots, your muscles are tensed, you feel defeated, you feel low, unhappy. When you try to think of a solution or a way out, you go blank. You're stressed. The American Institute of Stress defines stress as physical, mental, or emotional strain or tension. I'm very interested in the topic of stress management because as a college student, I'm faced with a lot of different kinds of stress. After reading articles on the topic, I would like to inform you of a few reasons for stress and then some tips to help you manage your stress and make college life more enjoyable. First, I will talk about some of the reasons for stress. Although I'm sure that there are many, I'm going to stick to three. Three main reasons that many college students can probably relate to. The first one, the amount of schoolwork. College can be so demanding due to such a heavy workload that we're expected to keep up with. It's so easy to get overwhelmed. We have projects, tests, research papers, exams, midterms, and finals. Stress can easily build without a good strategy of tackling these assignments. A second reason, pressure to do well. Pressure to do well can come from within. It's that inner drive, that inner motivation, pushing you to succeed. Most college students desire to do their best and get good grades. The Methods of Healing website conducted research and found that 71% of college students stated that their grades have a direct effect on their stress, on their level of stress. Pressure to do well can also be external. That's your family, friends, coaches, professors, and everybody that wants you to succeed, wanting you to live up to the hype, wanting to live up to the highest expectation that they place on you can be pretty stressful. A third reason, change of environment. Now, this may affect some more than others, depending on if you're from BB or not, but going away to college means leaving behind everything that is familiar. Your close family, they're not with you. Your friends, they're not with you. Some students have never been away from home, which can be a difficult adjustment. Then once you're here at ASU, BB, there's social acceptance, peer pressure. These are issues we may face. Since we are in a new environment, wanting to fit in can be a challenge, and often is. Now let's recap the three reasons we talked about. First was the amount of schoolwork. Second, pressure to succeed. And third, dealing with the new environment. Now that we know the three reasons, let's examine some tips to help reduce the stress. There are 5 simple things we can do to help manage our stress. I use an acronym to help me remember the tips. The word I'm using is relax. RELAX. I'll go over each letter one by one. The first letter, letter R, stands for recognize. We have to recognize the source of our stress before we can address it. Once you realize why you're stressed, why not keep a journal? Write down everything that you feel. This may be the only way you can get it out. This is my personal preference. Writing makes me feel more relieved and it allows me to pinpoint. The second letter, letter E, stands for exercise. Incorporating exercise into your daily routine takes your mind off of problems you may have. Not to mention, it's good for your body. So create a routine. Set time aside for exercise, set time aside for classes, studying, and downtime for yourself. In the end, you will feel less overwhelmed. The third letter, letter L, stands for let it go. Think about the stressful situation. Will it matter in 6 years? Will it matter in 12? If it will matter in 6 to 12 years, take a deep breath and address the stressful situation step by step. piece by piece. If it will not matter in 6 to 12 years, then let it go. Stressing over small things is tiring and unnecessary. The fourth letter, letter A, stands for attitude. When you talk about school, do you say things like, I'm going to fail, or that test was so hard I bombed it, I'm never going to get this? If you do that, that may sound pessimistic and doubtful. You can self-reflect and adjust your attitude. According to 2005 stress management article, being optimistic and having a positive outlook has a direct connection on how we feel. The last letter, letter X, stands for extra sleep. All students need sleep for energy. Are you not getting enough? Go to the letter R. Recognize why you aren't getting enough sleep. When you map out your time and stick to a routine, you will realize you have enough time to get everything done, even sleep. In the end, we will be less frustrated when we get the sleep we need. Another interesting point that I found that all stress is not bad. Good stress is called eustress. Eustress comes from excitement or adrenaline. But to refocus on managing our negative stress, try to remember all of the tips and the word relax. R, recognize where the stress is coming from and address it. E, exercise daily. L, let go of minor problems. Don't worry about it. A, adjust your attitude, be more positive. X, get extra sleep. In conclusion, we cannot ignore the fact that stress occurs in our lives. Regardless of the reasons, we have to manage it one way or another.